Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. It is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you out there. If you don't celebrate, happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. I am actually filming this on Friday, December 23rd, because I'm anticipating power outages. I'm in Maine. We have a nasty storm, heavy winds, 65 mile an hour gusts, and there are already a lot of houses out without power, a lot of trees down. So we're anticipating a power outage, and so I thought I'd get a video filmed for tomorrow. Before I get started on this lawsuit, go back to earlier in the week, my giveaway video, subscribe to my channel, comment on that, like that video, boom, you're entered. So for Christmas, I bring you the story of a hobby lawsuit, which is always exciting. This one is Alt v. Beckett. Alt is... it doesn't matter. Alt is just a company in the hobby. You know who Beckett is. Back in 2020, Alt bought a 2009-10 Steph Curry Topps Chrome Gold Refractor, graded a BGS 9.5. So you probably already kind of have an idea of where this is going, since this is a lawsuit against Beckett. They paid $168,000 for this, and they say in the lawsuit that it's only because they only paid that much because Beckett graded it a 9.5. And because it was a 9.5, they say, Beckett was effectively representing that the card was unaltered, whereas if it had been graded authentic altered, they would not have paid for it. They would not have bought it at all. By the time August 2022 comes around, the card is now worth $350,000 according to the lawsuit. Seems legit if they paid $168,000 for it in 2020. And then in 2022, Steph Curry wins another title, becomes more legendary than ever. He's now got 4 titles. The value's going to double. That seems pretty reasonable, at least in the immediate aftermath of that title, before the market kind of came down. And we're talking August of this year, 2022. Alt did what any sane person would do. They cracked the slab. Busted the card out of the slab, and they brought it to PSA. And PSA inspected the card and deemed it trimmed. Why would they do this? So first of all, Beckett cards don't bring as much value as a PSA card. You know this already. They're also hoping that if they crack it out of a 9.5 BGS, PSA is going to say, yeah, this is a 10. According to this lawsuit, Alt cracked the card out of the slab in their headquarters. They didn't just bring the slab to PSA, which would have been the same thing to do. But they cracked it out and then brought the card ungraded to PSA. PSA examines it. They said it was noticeably short, top to bottom. So Alt brings the card to BGS and says, PSA said this was trimmed, and BGS looks at it and says, yeah, it is. And Alt is considering that the evidence. BGS agrees that it was trimmed. I think the problem here is in the chain of custody. Alt could have taken that card. They may have had, and I'm not an attorney, so this is not my legal assessment of this case. But chain of custody is so important. Alt buys the card. It's a BGS 9.5. They bring it back to their headquarters, I guess. They crack it out of the slab, and then they take it to PSA. They could have cut it then. And I couldn't find any images of it before it was purchased by Alt and after. So maybe they can tell for sure. Maybe in court they can say, this is clearly the same card and it was altered based on what it looks like now versus what the images were before we cracked it from the slab. I'm not really sure. But now it's no longer in that 9.5 slab. So was it altered in this slab? I don't know. Alt claims it was. Beckett agrees it has been altered, but was it altered after Alt cracked it? Alt wants current value for the card, which at the time was $350,000. Seems reasonable to me, because Alt was going to sell it anyway, presumably. They're suing for negligent misrepresentation. In this lawsuit, they also define what a sports trading card is, and they say a sports trading card is a small card, usually made of paperback or thick paper. I love legalese. They also say that trimming is a scourge in the hobby, and everybody can agree with that. Now, previously, one individual sued PSA over a card that had been trimmed, and then PSA graded it. It was in the courts for years, and he never got confirmation that it was actually trimmed, unlike this one. And eventually, and Probstein, however you pronounce it, they were also involved in this lawsuit somehow, but I can't quite figure out how. And so PSA and this individual settled privately, confidentially. And so there's not really a equal precedent here that the courts can rely upon for a decision on this. I just thought this was fun. I do enjoy a good hobby lawsuit. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. I do daily videos. I've got some fun stuff coming out, some exciting announcements, a lot of vintage stuff coming, some hobby news stuff. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks very much, and I'll be back tomorrow with the giveaway results. I'll post those late in the afternoon, probably. Merry Christmas, everybody, and I hope you get a vacation like I do next week, which I'm very excited for, some family time. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.